Yo, what's up guys, and welcome back to another video. New set, new season. This is all very new. Not completely sold on the layout yet, but we'll see. New area, new things that we're testing out. This week I decided to dig into my anime bag and do an anime painting. This one's fun because it's from one of my favorite animes, Fire Force. Brand new anime, only has 2 seasons out. Please go check it out. This particular character is super sweet to me because not only is he a black character, but he also got some locks. Super dope. I've been trying to theme out my office with a green and orange type of theme, so I thought it would be pretty cool to paint on my biggest canvas yet, something to go in my new office for the new spot. Thanks again for coming out for another video. Still a little bit random. I still got so much more to come, but I wanted to bring in July strong with the new episode for season 3 of Painting with Chuck Lee. Thanks so much for coming back out for another video, and let's get right into it. Alright guys, so after I came up with the idea and worked with the reference on my iPad, it was time to move it over to the canvas. To save some time, to make sure that my proportions were just right, I went ahead and used my projector to project the image onto the canvas. After I got it on the canvas, it was time for the real fun. And let me tell you, working with a canvas this size was crazy because it's just so much easier to get in there and get those little details just right. But still trying to figure out my camera angles and what lighting is right to use when I'm filming my paintings, but with this new space I have a lot more room to experiment and to figure it out, so bear with me, but we're gonna figure out all of this stuff soon. I wanted to do the background first because I really wanted to see how when I start building up the skin tones and whatnot, how they would look against the background. Like I said, I wanted to go with that green and orange, but I wanted to get that green down first to kind of lead me in the way that I was going to do the rest. I also added a little bit of green to the skin tones. You might not be able to see it, especially by the end, but it's there to kind of bring it all in together. As I'm finishing up the first layer of skin, I wanted to go back in and do the mouth just to kind of get a better idea of what the rest of the face is going to look like. Now to get into the glowing tattoos. Like, I started it around this part, but I'm still not sure about what direction I'm going to go in to get the effect that I want to get. By the end of it, I don't know if I really found it, but I was pretty happy with where I did by the end. I had a bunch of, like, at this stage I had a whole bunch of ideas of what I could do, like if I wanted to add some like actually LED strips in there, if I wanted to go in with a gold leaf to kind of give some reflections and whatnot. I don't end up doing any of that stuff, but this is where my headspace was at when I was doing this part. The one thing I did know that I couldn't just keep brainstorming, and I had to just go in and start. Just first step is just to make that first step, right? At first I was gonna go in with just the metallic on the tattoo parts, but I realized really quickly that I needed to have something underneath the metallics in order for them to really be as vibrant as I wanted. So I went in with some orange on the tattoo parts as a nice little base coat before I started going in with the metallics. And honestly, by this time, I'm like super worried that this thing is gonna be whack, but I just kept telling myself, trust the process, Chuck, just trust the process. So during this part, I really wanted to keep using the reference and keep like sticking to the reference, but then I realized that this is my painting. I don't have to do the eyes like the reference. I don't even have to do the legs. Spoiler alert, the legs and the eyes are not like the reference. And also I took some liberties of my own to really just kind of make it my own. At this point, for the eyes, I was thinking about doing some gold leaf for the little squiggles that go in his eyes, but I was like, you know, I don't know. And honestly, I still may, but at this point, I'm just like, this joint's looking dope. I can keep going in with more layers later, but I just gotta keep moving. That was like the theme of like this whole area of the painting, was like, keep moving, keep on moving. Going in with multiple layers on the skin too, I like every layer more that I put on it, that still doesn't sound right. Anyway, all the layers made it look better and better as they went on. I'm also using this part to work on the pants. At first I wanted to do like a really super light tan, and then I was like no, and then I wanted to do brown. By the end of it, you'll see that the pants look nothing like they did at this stage, but that's just where my brain was at. As I did the brown in this part though, like I was super worried that it was gonna be conflicting with the skin tones and like, you know, make it look like just one big blob of skin. That's what me and my baby was talking about. She was like, I don't know, from far it kind of looks like this one big blob of skin, and I definitely didn't want that. Yeah, and towards the end of this session, I also made sure to go in and just do a little bit of cleanup. And even after this session was over, I did a little bit of cleanup without the camera on. And a lot of this painting I did without the camera on because, you know, sometimes when you're painting, the camera can kind of screw you up. I've been actually thinking a lot about redoing the way that I do my videos and not have it be a constant time lapse. I think it might be cooler to just do snips and parts and then show you the whole thing at the end. You guys can let me know what you guys think about that in the comments below. Alright, so at the beginning of this part, I'm just doing a lot of cleaning up and getting things ready because I wanted to give Ogun some time to chill before I really started going in with more layers. So I went back in on the background some because the background was still looking a little bit too just plain for me. You'll notice on a lot of my paintings like the Geisha Star Wars joints and some of my other paintings as of late, like when I did the last painting that I did of my baby, like I am kind of getting obsessed with like really filling the canvas and putting a lot of things on it. Even by the end of this, I don't feel like it's busy enough going with the styles that I've been trying to go with, but I think it definitely needed a little something more. Starting off is when I started adding those little triangle ding dong things like around the edges, and I thought that that really helped to like bring it out more. You know, it was filling up the canvas a little more, but honestly that just wasn't enough. So that's when I decided that, you know, like again with the Geisha Star Wars joints and a lot of joints that I've done in the past, I wanted to add some like comic book strips in there. This is an anime character, a manga character, and I've been loving just adding like some real manga pages to all of my paintings, especially the anime joints, just like the Vegeta joint when I added like some manga strips inside his outfit and whatnot, and like on the Star Wars joints where I always have the comic book strips around it, and like you guys have seen it, the domino joint, and the list goes on. But I felt like that's something that I really wanted to incorporate with this, especially because it's an anime taken from a manga, right? Also, I wanted to add those skulls, you know, the Fire Force has a symbol. Now, my skulls don't look like the Fire Force skulls, but I feel like my skulls were cute. They kind of resemble like an octopus, and you know, I think, like, again, this is my painting. It can look however I want, but anybody that watches Fire Force, if they see those little skulls and stuff, they'll know that they're skulls, and they're skulls from the Fire Force, but they're a little bit different. They got a little bit of Chuck Lee, razzle dazzle, all over, sprinkle all over them things. And the skulls, the color is left over because I painted one of my walls in my office, and I had a whole bunch of dark green paint left over from that, so I went ahead and used that for the skulls and whatnot. All right, so other than the comic book strips and just cleaning up and whatnot, like most of the end of this is just me going in and touching up little things, like, you know, adding a little more detail here, adding a little more detail there, and just trying to clean it up. And again, like most of this section is just going here and going there, and a painting's never done. I realize that as we go into the ending part here, that, you know, a painting's never done, and Although I do feel like it looks sweet, my baby says she gives it the stamp of approval that it looks sweet. I just know that I want to do more, and that is the beauty of having this like hobby and this trade and this, you know, and this skill that can keep progressing and whatnot. I also don't want to add too much and fluff it all up, but you know, it was a lot of fun working on this piece, and I feel like it was a great way to come back into the painting because I haven't painted in so long, you guys. Like, I have paintings that are done that you guys are gonna see later, but it's been a minute since I painted, and to come back to painting on such a big canvas was, it was great, you know. So as this goes on, we'll go ahead and get ready to close this thing out. Thank you so much, you guys, for coming out for another video. That's gonna be done on the first episode of season 3 of Painting with Chuck Lee. I love you guys so much for coming out, and like I said, we're gonna keep on working on the studio and our lighting and how to do everything and all of that. But it's gonna be a fun ride this time, you guys. And like I said, there's also so much already done. Let me know what you guys think about this setup and whatnot. Do you guys miss the computer screens in the back, or do you like more like art supplies and like, you know, my little wall back here, a little moss wall? Like, I don't want to put like a neon in front of it that says some shit like "Let's get weird" or like "Stay weird" or, you know, "Don't quit" or I don't know, some shit like you see in Bed Bath, to be honest. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we'll do a video where I make a neon for it or something. I don't know yet. But loving the new house, loving you guys, loving getting back to painting. Peace, love, and I'll see y'all next time for some more sweet stuff.